Well, hello again to all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching Georgia Beer Reviews. Back at you today with another one. What I'm looking at is a beer from Burlington Beer Company. They are out of Williston, Vermont. This is Vaporwave. It is a triple IPA clocking in at 10.5% alcohol. It has milk sugar and terpenes added to it. Burlington Beer Company makes some excellent beers. I've had a lot of IPAs from them. They make some really good, juicy, more New England style IPAs. I've had a couple of West Coast from them as well. I don't really know what to expect from this one with the milk sugar and the terpenes in there. Um, so let's go ahead and crack it open, pour it up, and see what what we're working with here. I had a lager earlier. Probably should have rinsed the glass out, but that's okay. It was a light beer, wasn't a lot going on, so I don't think it's gonna really affect this beer. This does look hazy and juicy. Nice, nice head there, very bubbly and um, creamy and active head. It smells pretty malty actually. Some caramel malt, some brown bread. There's like a, well, I think it's coming from the terpenes. It's a little bit of a dankness, but it's more malt forward than it is hop forward. Um, and the date on this, I saw it earlier. It's just over a month old. Uh, 8/25/23. Yeah, so it's just over a month old. Less than 5 weeks, to be exact. Well, not to be exact. To be more precise, it's yeah, it's still pretty fresh. I was expecting a big hop aroma and a big like dankness from the terpenes. I'm not getting that so much. There's a little bit of dankness there, but it's malt forward for an IPA and sweet on the nose. Caramel almost into toffee. It's kind of strange. It doesn't smell bad, but it's not at all what I was expecting. And you know what? I bet you some of that sweetness is coming from the milk sugar. So let's go ahead and just get into it and see what we're working with here. So without further ado, let's get into this brew. Cheers. Oh wow, it tastes much better than the aroma was letting on. Not that the aroma was bad or off, it was just strange. So the terpenes are coming through a little bit more. It's got a nice dank, kind of resinous quality to it. But you do get that milk sugar sweetness in there, that lactic note. Um, and then in the middle, you get a nice bready backbone. Um, you get that caramel sweetness, um, kind of like almost like a fruit bread type note, like a sweet bread aroma and flavor. It's actually really nice. The body is medium. The carbonation is on the low end of medium. The finish is um, very juicy with a slight dankness on the finish, but it's not a dry finish. It's very wet and juicy all the way through. It's got that fluffy head, nice retention with good glass lacing starting to form. Um, I'm going to dock it a few points for the aroma just because it's very deceiving on the nose. And I thought maybe it was an older beer because I was getting malt forward notes. None of the, well, I say none, very little of the terpenes and hop aromas. But the palate paints a different picture. It's very pleasing to the palate. You get the terpenes, you get a nice hop character, some citrus notes, a touch of tropical fruit. But that dankness from the terpenes is what really kind of comes through and shines and complements the caramel and the milk sugar, sweet type notes that you're getting from this beer. So overall, it's very well rounded. None of the alcohol is coming through, which is really surprising. I just remembered that this is a 10.5% beer as well, and it does not drink like that at all. Yeah, it definitely does not drink like a 10.5% beer. So I'm really liking this beer. It's unique for sure. It's got a lot going on with it. Uh, you got tropical fruit, you got citrus, then you got the sweet milk sugar component, along with caramel, almost a little bit of toffee in there, which is kind of strange, but it works with this beer. The dankness from the terpenes, the juicy wetness all the way through to the finish, and the alcohol, like I said, masked exceptionally well for such a strong beer. If you like IPAs and you kind of like the New England style, the juice bombs, you also like the West Coast, and you like malty beers, you bring all of that together, and this is what you get. You get the Vaporwave, the milk sugar too, the sweetness and the creaminess that you get on the mouthfeel adds another dimension to this as well. So very interesting and unique and flavorful and excellent beer. I'm going to go with a 93 out of 100. It's just getting into that solid A range. It's kind of hard to place with all the stuff going on. The aroma was a little bit off-putting, which is why I'm dropping it a few extra points. Not, I say off-putting. It wasn't what I was expecting based on the palate, the flavor profile of this beer. It's so much better than what the aroma was making you believe you were about to get into. So 93 out of 100. A really nice beer from Burlington Beer Company out of Williston, Vermont. They distribute at least in a few states up in the New England area. So if you're lucky enough to get Burlington Beer Company beers, the Vaporwave is definitely worth a shot. Definitely unique, interesting, and delicious. So 93 out of 100. That'll do it for this beer. If you guys, hope you're all having a wonderful day. Until next time, everybody. Cheers.